My child, before you do anything else, before another anxious thought takes hold, I need you to hear me. I see the battle in your mind, the one no one else sees, the racing thoughts that will not slow down, the sleepless nights where you lie there replaying every conversation, rehearsing every worst case, bracing for a future that has not even arrived. The fake smile you wear so no one will know how loud it is inside you, the silent prayers you whisper and then take right back. I see all of it, so do not scroll past this. And do not tell yourself you will come back to it later, because you have needed to hear this for a long time. This is not another motivational message. This is me interrupting your overthinking, to tell you that you were never meant to carry this storm alone. So stay with me until the end, because by the time these words are finished, something in your spirit is going to finally rest. Let me begin by telling you exactly what I see, because I know you have wondered whether I do. You have carried something heavy for so long that you stopped noticing its weight. But your body knows. Your chest feels tight. Your mind never stops spinning. You replay conversations over and over, searching for what you should have said. You try to predict every possible outcome before you make a single move. And even when everything looks fine on the outside, you are exhausted on the inside. Not from doing too much, but from thinking too much. Search me, God, and know my heart. Test me and know my anxious thoughts. That is from Psalm 139, verse 23. Notice that the psalmist did not hide his anxious thoughts from me. He invited me into them, because you do not have to clean up your mind before you come to me. I already see it. I see every worry you never spoke out loud. Every what if that keeps you up at night. Every inner voice that whispers, what if I fail? What if I disappoint them? What if I am not enough? I see it all. If you can believe that I see the battle in your mind, type, God sees the battle in my mind. And I want you to feel how completely I see it, because you have felt so alone in it. This is the silent battle no one else knows. The people around you see you functioning. They see you show up, do the work, answer the messages, keep the smile on your face. What they do not see is the war happening behind your eyes while you do it. They do not see the way you replay a single sentence someone said days ago, turning it over and over, searching it for a hidden meaning that was never there. They do not see the way you rehearse conversations that may never happen, defending yourself against accusations no one has made. They do not see you lying in the dark long after the house has gone quiet, your body still and your mind sprinting. But I see it. Before a word is even on your tongue, I know it completely. Before you speak your fear, I have already felt it. Before you ask your anxious question, I am already holding the answer. There is no thought so quiet, no worry so buried, that it escapes my notice. You have never once been alone in that battle, even on the nights it felt the most solitary. And let me name something you do without realizing it, because it has kept you at a distance from me. You think you have to clean up your mind before you come to me. You feel like you have to organize your thoughts, hide the mess, put a filter on your prayers before I will listen. So you come to me composed, presenting the tidy version, while the real storm rages underneath. My child, I see past every performance. I hear the noise behind your silence. I watch your thoughts the way a father watches his child cry in the dark, not with judgment, but with a love that aches to draw close. You do not have to fix your thoughts before you bring them to me. Your thoughts are not a test you must pass to earn my nearness. They are an invitation. I want in. I want access to the very storm you have been trying to hide, because I cannot calm what you will not hand me. So stop cleaning up your mind for me. Bring it to me exactly as loud and tangled as it is. That is the only version I have ever asked for. And here is what you most need to hear, because you have been bracing for it. I do not condemn you for this. You have carried a quiet shame about your anxious mind, as though your overthinking were proof that your faith is weak, as though a truly spiritual person would not struggle this way. Hear me, I am not disappointed in your struggle. I am not surprised by your anxiety. I do not back away when your mind gets loud. I step closer. You are fully known by me, every messy, spiraling, second-guessing part of you, and you are still fully loved. Not the polished version you perform for others, not the highlight of a testimony. The real you, the tired and anxious you, is the one I have chosen to stay with. So set down the shame you have carried about your own mind. It was never what I felt toward you. If you can receive that you are not condemned for your overthinking type, I am not condemned for my overthinking. Now, let me tell you what overthinking actually is, because you have misjudged it. You thought it was just a personality trait, or a bad habit, or simply how life is supposed to feel. But it is more than that. Overthinking is a spiritual weight, and it is usually rooted in one of three things. Fear, that if you do not think through every scenario, something bad will happen. Control, because you were hurt before. So now you try to manage every possible outcome to protect yourself. Or a quiet lack of trust, where deep down it is hard to believe I have your timing in my hands, so you feel like it is all on your shoulders. I understand it, my child, because I have watched so many of my children live this way, mistaking their worry for wisdom. But wisdom without trust becomes worry, and planning without surrender becomes pride. All that endless analyzing was never making you safer. It was only giving your fear more room to grow. And I know how silently you have suffered with this, because it is the kind of struggle no one sees. You go to church, you smile, you share the verse, you say the right things when people ask how you are, and all the while inside, your mind is loud and your soul is tense, and somewhere underneath it all sits a quiet, painful question. Does God even see what is going on inside me? Let me answer that with all the certainty of heaven. Yes, I see every anxious thought, even the ones you never speak. I see the way your mind races the moment your head hits the pillow. I hear the inner dialogue no one else is allowed to hear, the one that whispers, what if I fail? What if I am too much? What if I am forgotten? What if I do not come through? I hear all of it, and I do not turn away. The world taught you to hide your inner struggle behind a competent exterior, to be the strong one, the one who has it together, the one everyone else leans on. But you were never meant to carry a hidden war in secret just to keep everyone comfortable. I see behind the performance, and what I feel when I look there is not disappointment. It is compassion. And here is a shift I need to work in you about the way you pray. You have treated prayer like a report you deliver to me, as though you have to inform me of what is wrong before I can help. But I already know. You do not come to me to tell me what is happening in your mind. You come to invite me into what I already know. That changes everything. It means you can stop trying to explain your anxiety perfectly, stop trying to find the right words, stop feeling like you have to make your case. You can simply open the door and say, you already see this, so come in. I am not standing outside your mental storm, waiting to be updated on the forecast. I am already inside it, waiting for you to notice me, whispering under the noise. I am here, I see, I know, I care. The next time your thoughts begin to spin, do not shut down, and do not try to fix it all yourself. Turn to the one who is already in the room with you, and let me begin to speak into the chaos a peace your own analyzing could never produce. Before I take you deeper, let me tell you how these words even reached you tonight, because a weary mind should know. You did not pay anything to receive this. It came to you freely, likely on a night your thoughts would not go quiet. And it came freely because someone who once drowned in their own overthinking, who almost lost their peace to it, found rest in me and chose to sow a seed, so that the next anxious heart would hear this word too. Tonight, you are that heart. So you owe nothing, and you simply receive. And if there ever comes a season when your own mind has found its rest and I lead you to, you may pass it forward, sowing a seed of any amount. So this word reaches the next soul lying awake with a spinning mind, and I make you this promise. Even the smallest seed sown in love, I take up and make it matter far beyond its size. The link is there for whoever is led, only ever as a gift for the next heart, never as a price for a single thing I am speaking over you. Now let me tell you what your mind was actually designed to be, because it has become something I never intended. Overthinking will convince you that your mind is a courtroom, a place where you are endlessly on trial, cross-examining every decision, prosecuting yourself for every mistake, bracing for a verdict that never comes. But I did not design your mind to be a courtroom. I did not design it to be a battlefield. I designed it to be a sanctuary, a quiet place where I could dwell, where my peace could rule, where faith could rise. The constant noise you have lived with is not the sound of a healthy mind working hard. It is the sound of a sanctuary that has been turned into a war zone, and I want to give it back to you as the sanctuary it was meant to be, if you can believe your mind was made to be a sanctuary and not a battlefield. Type, my mind is a sanctuary, not a battlefield. And here is my invitation. The one you have been running past for years, cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. That is from 1 Peter, chapter 5, verse 7. And I am that one, my child. Cast it on me, not some of it, all of it. Every anxious thought, every heavy worry, every scenario you keep running in your head. You were never meant to carry it, and I have been standing here the whole time, waiting for you to let me. Do you know what I once whispered to a child of mine who cried out asking if I was even in their storm? I told them, I have been in it the whole time. You just would not let me carry it. That is the truth for you too. Your overthinking was never only a habit. It was a sign that you had not yet let me carry your mind. So let me now. If you are ready to hand me the weight you were never meant to hold, type, I surrender my racing mind. I know how easily a word like this can fade by morning, so if something in your spirit is stirring, do not let this be the last time my voice reaches you here. Subscribe and turn on the reminder, not out of pressure, but so that when I speak the next word over your peace, it finds you in the exact hour you need it. I am not finished teaching you how to rest, and I do not want you to miss what comes next. Now let me show you why this matters so much, because overthinking is not innocent. It is a trap, and it is more dangerous than you know. When your mind is overloaded with fear and options and worst-case scenarios, it is not only your mood that suffers, it is your connection to me. When was the last time you sat in true silence and simply listened for my voice? When was the last time you opened my word without 10 other thoughts screaming for your attention? Overthinking does not only make you tired, it makes you spiritually unavailable. You try to pray, but your thoughts keep interrupting. You want to hear me clearly, but your mind is too loud. And the longer you live in that chaos, the more normal it starts to feel, until you forget what peace even sounds like. And you begin to assume that I have gone silent, when the truth is your own mind is simply too loud to hear me. A double-minded person is unstable in all their ways, not some ways, all of them. Your relationships, your decisions, your emotions, your sense of purpose. They all get shaky when your mind is divided between trust and doubt. You were never meant to live with a split mind, one foot in trust and the other in doubt, forever unable to fully commit to either. That division is exhausting in a way that has nothing to do with how much you have done, and everything to do with the war being waged in your own head. And notice what the split has cost you in the small daily ways, because it has quietly touched everything. It has made you second-guess decisions long after you made them, robbing you of the peace of a settled choice. It has made you brace for rejection in relationships where none was coming, so that you held people at a distance to protect yourself from a wound that only existed in your imagination. It has made you slow to receive good news, because part of you was already scanning for the catch. It has stolen your ability to simply be present, to enjoy an ordinary good moment without your mind racing ahead to protect against the next possible loss. This is what a divided mind does. It does not only make you anxious, it slowly steals your life, one unlived moment at a time, while you are too busy managing an imagined future to inhabit the actual present. But I did not give you your one life to spend it rehearsing disasters that never come. I gave it to you to live, and part of what I am doing tonight is calling you back from the future. Your fear keeps building into the present where I actually am, and understand who is behind some of that noise, because it will change how you fight it. The enemy of your soul does not always attack your faith with obvious fear. Sometimes he attacks it with noise, with overload, with distraction, because if he can keep your mind racing, he can keep your heart distant from me. That is his strategy. He knows that a mind too busy to be still is a heart too busy to hear me. So the mental chaos you have been treating as a personal flaw is often a spiritual trap, designed to wear you down, cut off your connection to me, and make you rely on your own exhausted strength instead of my spirit. But you do not have to stay in that trap. The very fact that you can see it now is the beginning of your freedom. And let me show you the hidden cost you have been paying, because it is greater than exhaustion. Overthinking steals your clarity, and a mind without clarity makes decisions out of fear instead of faith. You start acting out of panic instead of purpose. You say no to good things, because your anxious mind has already imagined them going wrong. You cling to things you should release, because letting go feels too uncertain for a mind that needs to control every outcome. And little by little, you begin to believe that if you just think hard enough, plan deep enough, worry long enough, you can guarantee the result. But that was never a burden you were built to carry. You are not God, my child, and I did not design you to hold what only I can hold. Every time you try to be your own God over your future, you take onto your shoulders a weight that was always meant for mine, and then you wonder why you feel so crushed. The crushing was never a sign of your weakness. It was the sign of a soul carrying something it was never meant to lift. So let me offer you the exchange. There is a table where the trade happens, and it is called prayer. That is where you bring the mental overload and receive my peace in return. That is where you say, God, I do not know what to do, but I trust that you do. I surrender the need to control, and I receive your calm. But here is why so many of my children never make that exchange. They are too busy overthinking to get quiet enough to trade. They carry the anxiety right up to the edge of prayer, and then pick it back up again, walking away from the very table where they could have set it down. Do not do that anymore. When you come to me, actually leave it. Lay the whole tangled weight of it on the table and walk away lighter. And if your hands reach for it again out of habit, lay it down again. The exchange is always open. My peace is always in stock. The only thing that keeps you from it is the refusal to let go long enough to receive it. Let me pause, plainly, as the ministry that carries these words to you. Everything you received tonight reached you because someone before you made a way, someone who once lived in the courtroom of their own mind and found their way to the sanctuary, and who chose to make it possible for the next anxious heart to find rest too. Somewhere tonight there is another chosen one, lying awake, mind spinning, certain no one understands, aching for exactly this word. If I ever lead you, you can be the reason it reaches them, sowing a seed of any amount. So this word keeps traveling to the ones who cannot quiet their thoughts. You would simply be passing forward what was freely handed to you. The link is in the description and pinned in the comments, only ever as a gift for the next heart, never as a condition of your own. Now let me teach you how to actually be free, because awareness alone is not enough. The war is in your mind, so the victory begins in surrender. And I know that word frightens you, because surrender means giving up control. And your thoughts have been the way you tried to feel safe. Letting them go can feel like standing on the edge of a cliff, blindfolded, hoping I will catch you. But I always do. Surrender is not weakness, my child. In my kingdom, surrender is strength. It is the moment you stop trying to be your own savior and trust that I already am. And let me correct the way you have understood that word, because it has kept you from it. You have believed that to surrender your thoughts is to give up, and everything in you resists giving up. But surrender is not giving up, surrender is giving over. There is a world of difference between the two. Giving up means abandoning the outcome, collapsing, ceasing to care. Giving over means handing the outcome to someone stronger, someone who never sleeps, never guesses, never fails. When you surrender your anxious mind to me, you are not throwing your life away. You are placing it into the only hands that can actually carry it. You have been trying to hold your whole future together with the sheer force of your worry, as if your anxiety were the thing keeping it all from falling apart. It is not. I am the one holding it together, and I have been the entire time. Your worry has added nothing to your safety. It has only added weight to your soul. So give it over, not up. Move it out of your trembling hands and into mine. So start your day in surrender, before your phone, before your plans, before the noise. Come to me first and say, I give you my mind today. Direct my thoughts. Guard my emotions. Replace my fear with your truth. And then, when a thought comes that does not agree with what I have promised you, do not entertain it. We take captive every thought to make it obedient to Christ. That is from 2 Corinthians, chapter 10, verse 5. You do not fight a lie by arguing with it in your own head. You fight thoughts with truth. When fear says, "What if it all falls apart?" you answer it with my word, and you refuse to give it another minute of your mind. If you are ready to stop entertaining every anxious thought and start capturing it, type, "I take my thoughts captive." Let me make that practical, because you have heard it before without knowing how to do it. Taking a thought captive does not mean pretending it did not come. It does not mean forcing yourself to feel positive. It means catching the thought at the door before you let it move in. When the thought arrives that says, "Everything is going to fall apart," you do not argue with it, and you do not spiral into it. You simply name it. You say, "That is fear, not faith. That is not from God." And then you replace it not with a better feeling but with truth. You answer the lie out loud with what I have actually promised you. This is why you cannot fight thoughts with more thoughts. If you try to outthink your anxiety, you only give it more territory, because your mind was never going to reason its way to peace. You fight thoughts with truth, spoken, declared, repeated, until the fear grows quiet. And understand, this is not a one-time victory. It is a lifestyle, a moment-by-moment decision, a rhythm you build over time. Some mornings you will capture the thought quickly. Some nights it will fight to stay. But every time you catch one lie and replace it with one truth, you are retraining a mind that spent years running wild, and slowly, the sanctuary is being rebuilt. And let me speak to the nights especially, because that is when the battle is worst. There is something about the dark, the quiet, the stillness after the day's distractions have faded, that lets your mind run without any breaks. That is when the worst-case scenarios come to visit, when the old regrets replay, when the future feels most frightening. And you lie there exhausted, unable to shut it off, feeling more alone than at any other hour. Hear me in those nights. I do not sleep, and I do not slumber, which means that in the very hours your mind will not rest, I am fully awake and fully with you. The darkness that feels so isolating is not empty. I am there in it, closer than your own breath. So when the night thoughts come, do not fight them alone in the dark. Turn them toward me. Whisper them to me instead of rehearsing them to yourself. Let the same hours that used to be your worst become the hours you learn my nearness most deeply, because a mind that learns to lean on me in the dark has learned something it will never unlearn in the light. And then, learn the practice your generation has almost forgotten. Stillness. Be still, I tell you, and know that I am God. Notice the order. You will not truly know that I am God until you get still. As long as you are trying to play God with your own mind, running every calculation, managing every outcome, you will never get quiet enough to feel that I have it all in my hands. So sometimes the most spiritual thing you can do is nothing at all. Just sit. Just breathe. Just rest in my presence without trying to fix or figure out anything. The world will call that a waste of time. I call it the beginning of your healing. If you are willing to be still long enough to let me be God, type, "I will be still and know." I know how many voices are pulling at you, so let this not be the last time my voice reaches you here. Subscribe and stay close to this house, so that when I speak the next word over your mind and your rest, it finds you. I am walking you into a whole new way of living, not just a single calm moment. And there is more I need to say to you before it is done. Now let me settle the thing your mind keeps circling back to. The plan you cannot see. You keep going back to the drawing board, running the numbers again, trying to analyze your way to certainty. You say you trust me, and then you quietly keep trying to figure it all out yourself. But hear me, analysis is not faith. Overthinking is not wisdom, and you do not need full understanding to walk in full obedience. Let that settle in you. You do not have to know every step. You do not have to see the whole staircase. I am not waiting for your intellect to catch up. I am waiting for your yes. I have asked you to trust me with all your heart, and to lean not on your own understanding, but you have been leaning on your logic, your timelines, the expectations you built in your own mind, and when life did not match your calculations, you panicked, because underneath it all, you trusted your plan more than my presence. But my plan for you was never built on your predictions. It was built on my promises. So can you trust a plan you have not seen, because you know the one who made it never fails? If you can lay down your need to understand and trust the planner instead, type, I trust the planner, not my plan. And let me speak to the seasons that made no sense, because your overthinking has been trying to solve them for years. There were times you begged me for something, and I did not give it. There were doors you were certain were meant for you, and you watched them close. There were opportunities that slipped away, timelines that stretched far past your patience, and in the moment you felt forgotten, you felt like your faith was not working. So your mind went to work, replaying it all, searching for what you did wrong, what you missed, why it did not happen. But hear me. In many of those closed doors, I was not punishing you. I was protecting you. I was saving you from a counterfeit future, redirecting you away from something that looked right to your understanding but would have cost you dearly down the road. You could not see it then, because you were too focused on your own picture of how it was supposed to look. But faith will always require this one hard thing of you, the willingness to let go of what you thought it would look like. You are not failing because your life did not match your plan. You are not behind because you cannot figure it all out. You are simply human, and I never asked you to have it all figured out. I only asked you to trust that I do. And I want to give you the questions that will free your mind from its endless loop, because you have been asking the wrong ones. Your mind keeps asking, what do I do next? And spins when it cannot find the answer. Trade that question for a better one. Instead of, what do I do next? Ask, God, do I trust you, even if I do not know what is next? Instead of, why is this happening to me? Ask, what are you doing in me through this? Instead of, I need a plan, say, I need your presence. Do you feel the difference? The first set of questions keeps you trapped in your own head, demanding certainty your mind cannot manufacture. The second set turns you toward me, where the peace actually is. You will not find rest by finally answering every question. You will find rest by trusting the one who holds the answers you do not have. So stop bowing to your own blueprint and start leaning on my voice. When your analyzing finally ends, my guidance begins, and I can lead a surrendered mind far better than a frantic one can lead itself. Let me pause one more time simply, as the ministry that brings you these words. Everything you received tonight came freely, because someone who once tried to think their way to peace, and finally learned to trust instead, chose to make a way for the next weary mind to find rest. Right now there is another chosen one, exhausted from analyzing everything, certain it all depends on them, who needs the exact freedom you found tonight. If I ever lead you, you can be the reason it reaches them, sowing a seed of any amount. So this word keeps finding the ones trapped in their own overthinking. You would simply be passing forward what was freely handed to you. The link is in the description, and pinned for you in the comments. Only ever as a gift, never as a price for your own peace. Now let me give you the truth that changes everything about peace. Because you have been chasing the wrong thing. You have believed peace comes when the problems stop, when your mind finally goes quiet, when all the answers are clear. But that is not my peace. That is your idea of relief. I offer something far stronger than relief. You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you. That is from Isaiah chapter 26, verse 3. My peace is not circumstantial. It is not waiting on the other side of your solved problems. It is available in the middle of the storm because peace was never a place you arrive at. Peace is a person, and his name is Jesus, and he does not panic when he walks into your chaos. He sits with you in your confusion and brings calm, so you do not have to think your way to peace. You only have to invite him into your thoughts. If you can stop chasing peace as a destination and receive it as a person, type, peace is a person, not a place. And let me teach you the daily habit that will change your mind more than any technique, because peace grows through practice, not through a single breakthrough. Every morning before the noise begins, invite my spirit into your thoughts. Do not wait until the anxiety is already at full volume. Invite me in first. At the start, when your mind is still quiet, and say, Holy Spirit, Take my thoughts today, guide the inner dialogue, settle me before the day even asks anything of me, and then keep inviting me in, all through the day, in the stressful moment, the uncertain choice, the conversation that leaves you replaying it. This is not a one-time surrender. It is 100 small returns, and each one trains your mind a little more deeply to run to me instead of into itself. The anxious mind reaches first for its own analysis. The healing mind learns to reach first for me. You are not trying to eliminate every thought. You are learning where to turn the moment a thought comes. And the more you turn to me first, the more natural it becomes. Until one day you notice that your instinct, the very reflex of your mind, has changed. Where you once spiraled, you now surrender, almost without thinking about it. That is a mind being made new, and I want you to hear the deepest truth about your peace, because it will steady you when the storms return. My peace is not the absence of the storm. It is my presence in the middle of it. You have been waiting to feel calm once everything settles down, but life may not settle down for a long time, and I did not want you held hostage to your circumstances that way. So I gave you a peace that does not depend on the storm ending. You can have chaos all around you and stillness within you, not because you finally figured it out, but because the one who never panics is dwelling in your mind. When Jesus was in the boat and the storm raged, he was asleep. Not because there was no danger, but because his peace was never anchored to the weather. That is the peace I am forming in you. Not a life with no storms, but a mind so anchored in me that the storms lose their power to control you. And here is how you carry that peace daily, because peace must be practiced. Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God, and the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds in Christ Jesus. That is from Philippians, chapter 4, verses 6 and 7. Do you see the exchange? You bring me the anxiety, I give you the peace. That is the trade I am offering. Every morning, every stressful moment, every uncertain choice. So when your thoughts start to race, pause and say, Holy Spirit, guide me, settle me, speak truth to my mind, and speak my word over your mind. Not just read it. Speak it out loud until your fear hears it, until your anxiety bows to it. Your mind must be anchored, not just active. Scripture is your anchor. Prayer is your anchor. My spirit is your anchor. A mind without an anchor drifts wherever the winds of worry blow it. But an anchored mind can weather any storm. And guard the voices you let near your mind, because peace is not only shaped in your quiet time with me, it is shaped by your environment. You cannot fill your mind all day with voices of fear, comparison, and outrage, and then wonder why peace will not stay. Surround yourself with what speaks life, not what feeds your anxiety. Stay near the people and the words that remind you who I am, not just the ones that magnify what you are worried about. I do not ask you to let my peace merely visit your heart, passing through and leaving again. I ask you to let it rule. Let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts. That means peace becomes the deciding factor, the thing that governs your decisions, your reactions, your thoughts. When something consistently steals your peace, that is information. When something consistently settles your peace, that too is information. Learn to read your own peace like a compass, and let it, and not your racing analysis, guide the direction of your days. And hear this tenderly, because I know it is the hardest thing for you to do. You are so used to holding yourself together. You have been the strong one for so long that you no longer know how to be held. When help is offered, something in you resists it, insists you are fine, waves it away, because needing to be carried feels like weakness, and you have survived by being the one who carries. But you are tired, my child, in a way that sleep does not fix, because you have been holding together with your own strength what was always meant to rest in mine. So let go, just this once. Stop holding yourself together and let me hold you. You do not have to be the solution. You do not have to keep every plate spinning in your mind. You do not have to earn your rest by finally having every answer. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. That rest is not a reward you unlock by trying harder. It is a gift I place in the hands you finally open. Open them and hear this, because it is the truth beneath all of it. You are not your anxious thoughts. You have started to believe that the loud, fearful voice in your head is who you really are, that you are simply an anxious person, a worrier, a mess. That is not your identity. Your thoughts are not your name. You are loved. You are chosen. You are fully known by me and still held. You are not a failure for struggling with your mind. You are my child, and you are safe in my hands, even in the middle of your mental mess. So the next time the spiral tries to define you, remember that you are not the storm. You are the one I am holding through it. If you can separate yourself from the voice of your anxiety, type, I am not my anxious thoughts. So receive this blessing over your mind tonight. I bless the racing thoughts, that they would finally slow in my presence. I bless the sleepless nights, that they would give way to rest that is not earned by having every answer, but received by trusting the one who does. I bless the courtroom your mind became, that it would be restored into the sanctuary I designed it to be. I bless your capacity to surrender, that handing me your thoughts would become as natural as breathing. I bless the anchor of my word in you, that your mind would hold steady even when the winds of worry blow. And I bless your peace, not the fragile peace that depends on solved problems, but the deep, unshakable peace of a person who sits with you in the storm and does not flinch. I bless the nights that used to be your worst, that they would become the hours you learn my nearness most. I bless the strong one in you who never learned how to be held, that you would finally let yourself rest in arms that will not drop you. I bless the reflex of your mind, that where you once ran into your own analysis, you would learn to run first to me. And I bless the shame you carried about your anxious mind, that it would fall away entirely until you see your struggle the way I have always seen it, not as a disqualification, but as the very place I have chosen to draw near. What I designed to be a sanctuary, I am reclaiming. And the mind you thought would never quiet, I am teaching to rest. And do not be discouraged if the quiet does not come all at once, because a mind is retrained slowly, the same way it was trained into anxiety slowly. You did not become an overthinker in a single day, and you will not become peaceful in one either. There will be mornings you surrender your mind and it stays surrendered, and mornings you have to hand it to me 100 times before noon. Both count. I am not grading you on how quickly you conquer this. I am walking with you through it, patient in a way you have never been with yourself. So when you catch yourself spiraling again after a good stretch, do not condemn yourself and decide you have failed. Simply return. Hand it to me again. My mercies toward you are new every morning, which means every single morning is a fresh invitation to begin the surrender again. The goal was never a mind that never has an anxious thought. The goal is a heart that knows what to do with the anxious thoughts when they come, that no longer follows them down every dark hallway, but turns again and again toward me. So carry this with you when you leave, and return to it on the nights the spiral comes back, because it will. When your thoughts start to race, remember that I see them, and I do not condemn you for them. When you feel the pressure to figure it all out, remember that analysis is not faith, and you do not need to understand the plan to trust the planner. When peace feels far away, remember that peace is not a place you reach, but a person you invite in. And remember the one thing that matters most, that your mind was never meant to be a battlefield. It was meant to be the place where I dwell, and I am moving back in tonight. So let this be your prayer, and pray it with me now, out loud if you can. God, you see me. You know every thought before I form it. I confess I have tried to fix everything in my own mind instead of laying it in your hands tonight. I stop. I bring my mind into your light. I release every scenario, every what if, every question without an answer. I surrender the need to understand. I give you my thoughts, and I trust you even when I cannot see the next step. I am not my anxiety. I am not my overthinking. I am your child, and I am safe in your hands. Holy Spirit, fill every anxious corner of my mind with your peace. Let your peace rule where panic once lived. From this moment on, I will not live by stress. I will live by surrender. In Jesus' name, amen. So do not pick the weight back up when you leave here. chosen one. You have carried it alone long enough. Before you go, subscribe and stay close to this house. So the next word I speak over your peace finds you, and share this with someone you know who is drowning in a silent, anxious mind, because sending it may be the very thing that helps them finally breathe. And as your final declaration tonight, if your whole heart receives this, type, I surrender my mind to God. Your mind was never meant to be a battlefield. I have seen every anxious thought, and I do not condemn you for a single one. Now hand them to me, and let me give you the rest I have been holding for you all along.